got the guard off and looking at the wiring, and one of the members in the Facebook group was absolutely right. I'm going to have to repin some wiring. So that's the 95 and that's the 91. And you can see the earth line here, and there's an earth line up there. So that's why I get no earth, because obviously there's nothing connected on the other side there. Clearly I didn't have them plugged in. So the earth is not connected to the car at all, so obviously nothing's going to happen. Exactly what I've been experiencing. So he was 100% right, and I need to repin these. Zero logics behind it. No idea why Toyota decided to change the wiring instead of just keeping a standard pattern between all connections. That way you could just swap doors over. I mean, like, the wiring's still there, it's just repinning it. And if I can't repin it, if I can't get those pins out, then I can re-terminate it to match the same colours from this here. But either way, I'll get it working. Now I still have the question at the end of the day, why wasn't this door working in the first place before swapping the doors? So I still have a problem with the central locking part in the door itself, but I can fix that easy now that I have full access to the wiring. I just run my own wires if need be. But for an added bonus, I adjusted the door today, so undid the hinges, lined up the door, tightened them up, and now the door's beautiful. I'll get to repinning these, and I'm not really too sure how they come apart yet, where to push the pin into and what type of pin I need. Well, once I work it out, I'll let you know. Having this parts van is so handy. So I'll cut the connection off the old van, of the 95, and you can see the wiring on the left 95 is so much different to the 90. I'll just get a bit of footage on the connections there, so anyone else that's looking to do this is going to find this information very helpful. So you got the 95 connections here, and that's the color coding to this plug, so you got the connection on that side. So if you need to know where all they go, that's how they go back in. So I'm going to get into this. And same with the other connection here. This is where the earth should be coming from. So you've got that connection there. You got these two here should be to the central locking and unlocking, I believe. And you got your ground, and I'm not too sure what that one is, but these two I recognise from the central locking box. So what you can see here makes total sense. Those two top ones I was talking about, exactly the same on both plugs. Just the earth wire and that other white wire is on the 95 plug, and these two need to be on the other connection. So I do need to swap a few things around, so I'll have to take the wiring back a little bit so I can retape it when I'm finished here. I see you can unclip this white part easy enough. That comes out like so. I should be able to get in there and push the little pins down to unpin these wires. Now, it's simple enough, if you can see in there. Just wedging a staple in there. You can see that clear enough. I'll take a photo in a second and try and get it clearer. And just pull the wire out. So that's easy enough done. Just do all that and repin them. And this connection is exactly the same deal. Just unclip the white plastic part on the inside, take that out, and just have to de-pin them as well, except for two, because they're the same as these two. And those little plugs there are just little grommets that just push your wire through the other side, like I'm using a stapler. Just push it through the other side and they pop out. So put them back in when I'm finished doing this. You can see how I'm just getting behind there and just pull that little clip there up. Once you do that, then you just pull the wire out. Alright, next part of the puzzle is, what's left is these wires that I've got sticking out are not accounted for on the 90s connection. So all those wires are accounted for there. This is what's left. Now the blue one here, these two blue ones, I assumed, so I got that one that's poking out there, I assumed that's where that went, but there's only one of them, not two of them, and I'm just guessing that that's probably for power windows. Okay, well, so far so good. I haven't got the switch in the passenger side at the moment, so I can't test the passenger side, but driver side, that's working. Mirrors, so do the left one, and the right one. So I don't know what for wiring I'll have to do on the left hand side yet, but so far the mirror works and the central locking works, so probably nothing on the left hand side. But the problem is unlock. Lock works, but unlock doesn't, and that's, well, there's a few of those green wires there, so I'm not sure what's needed from these 5 wires when everything's working, except for the unlocking, of course. And I could test this out with a meter, but I don't know if you can tell, but it's raining out here and I'm not really enjoying being wet, but every time I work on this van it rains, so today I'm working in the rain. Possibly the central locking in the door itself. Okay, well, I'll keep going, I'll work it out. Alright, so I'm going inside now, going to work out this wiring. The only thing that concerns me now is just this: lock and unlock the van from inside, but if the key doesn't lock and unlock the whole van, that's, I don't really care, because I plan on having keyless entry anyway, which will lock and unlock the whole van. And these are known to fail, so I could be standing here trying to work out something that's going on, and it may just be that the actuator in the key chamber there could be the problem. So I could be testing that for ages, trying to work out what's what here, unless I jump into the wires in here and tap them to the earth and find out, which I may or may not do. But my main focus now is just working out getting this switch working, and then I'll focus on this on a drier day. So I'm going to close this video off after I check out the workshop wiring, just to find out what those extra wires at the back there are, and I'll do a part 2 to this, to when I find the solution for this connection here, and I'll test that over there. I don't have the plug for over that side there. I've been using the one from my other van to test that, and my other van's not here right now. The next time I get to this, I'll get the switch out of my van and test that side to see if it's all working. Maybe I need to do wiring to it, maybe not. Okay, so let's go over this. So this is the power door lock without theft deterrent, and you can just see it's a simple wiring. This is the left door lock control switch, and for me this would be the right door because I'm right hand drive, and it's just a simple white blue trace and blue wire that comes around, goes to the central locking control unit, and that's as simple as that. And if I wanted to connect up keyless entry, which I will, these are the 2 wires that I join to, so it locks and unlocks. Now if I was to have it with theft deterrent, then what I'll have to do is wire it up to this, because what we got is green, and we got green yellow that comes around to the ECU, and it's the ECU that tells which doors to lock and unlock. So, and you've got multiple doors, so you've got the L2 and UL2 going to this one here. That would be the passenger door. Then you've also got unlock 1 and lock 1, that's for the driver's door. Well, but anyway, that's, so every door comes to the ECU and it controls it, and then you've got to see the ACT, plus and minus, which tells the motors which way to lock and unlock, and that, if you follow it through, that all comes around to all these motors as well. That's, I'm not wiring up for theft deterrent, so I'm not going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. But if I was to look at it for the 91 van, because my workshop manual doesn't have it for a 90 van, I only have 91 and later. So you got the power door lock circuit with anti-theft,
So this is how you'd have to wire it up. So we'll just bring that into Zoom. And the same deal, so you've got these ones here that come across to the other side. I'll show you that in a second. And you've got your unlock, and you've got 3, unlock 1, unlock 2, unlock 2. I don't know why there's an unlock 3, but surely it'd be something in the wiring that possibly using lock 3, I mean, probably sharing wiring with lock L2 or something. Well, anyway, I'm not following that wiring, I'm just showing you guys. So if that was to come through, you can see these join wires over here. Follow that through, and you can see how blue, yellow, and blue, black come over here to tell the motor which way to turn, and it's the same for all of them. So the one I'm following is the next one along, and the workshop manual doesn't show these in very good lighting, so the wording on it, the ones I'm going for, so you got lock and unlock and lock. So it comes around here, they all join up, comes back to this one here, and this one for unlock comes around to this one here, and that's your control module. And so the wires I want is, so I can see them better, so it's blue and blue white. They're the ones that I'll be wiring into. So obviously the 95 van, parts van I have, has theft deterrent. The 90 van that I'm wiring to doesn't have theft deterrent. So those extra wires, the green wires, 2 green wires in particular, would be going to the ECU for the theft deterrent, and I'm not going to be bothered with that. So I'll tap those green wires into the blue wires, and the same deal. I'm just bypassing the ECU, so I don't have to wire up the theft deterrent to the ECU. I'll just join those green wires to the blue wires, so when I turn the key, the door, that it's going to lock and unlock the van like it should without theft deterrent. So that's what I'll get into next weekend when I've got time to work on the van again. And hopefully it's not raining next weekend. It seems to rain every single time I work on this van. So just for kicks and giggles, let's go to a different model. We'll go for the latest model, I think that's in here. So America stopped in 97, didn't they? Yeah. So again, we got with, theft deterrent, and without. So we go to here. And like if I was to follow that wiring from door, that one's got lock and unlock. Follow them through. Comes around to the ECU. So you got your green, yellow, and green. Go to the one without theft deterrent. And we'll go to the same thing. We got lock and unlock. We'll follow that around. Comes to here. Here. And comes around to the control module for blue and blue white again. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. This wiring here, not with the theft deterrent.